Hey guys, what's up, how's it going? Welcome back for another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of Qtrade. And if you guys don't know, Qtrade is one of Canada's best online brokerages. They've also been voted the best online brokerage 23 times over the past 16 years by some pretty big names such as Globe and Mail, Money Sense, and Service Corps. So they got some pretty good awards, and they've also had some pretty good customer service awards as well, voted the best customer service of a brokerage 8 times in over the past 5 years. And just really quickly, I'd like to thank Qtrade Direct Investing for sponsoring today's video. Let's get inside the review and let's see what Qtrade has to offer. So the first thing we're going to do in today's video is do a quick little overview of the different types of accounts that they have on Qtrade. So let's dive inside the platform. Let's see what accounts you guys can open up. And as you guys might expect, Qtrade offers all the different major account types such as the RSB, the TFSA, and the RESB. Here's a quick little peek of all the accounts that they have on the platform. So the most popular ones are going to be the cash account, the TFSA, the RSB, and the margin accounts. And the trading accounts we have are the cash account as well as the margin account. The margin account is a cool option for anybody looking for to borrow money and do advanced type of trading. And then we have the registered accounts, and again, a lot of the traditional accounts as you would expect, like such as the TFSA, the RSB, some other different types of retirement accounts, and the RSB. So these options are available for you guys if you guys want them. And before we go any further, I just want to say we have some cool bonuses for you guys. If you guys are interested in signing up for an account, here they are. If at any point in time throughout this video you guys want to sign up to Qtrade, there is a cool bonus offer. You guys can get up to $150 in bonus cash, which honestly is one of the better bonuses I've seen brokerages actually give out. You guys can either click the link in the description of this video or be sure to use the coupon code OFFER150 to get the bonus, and your bonus would depend on how much money you actually fund inside your accounts. So if you guys put in $1,000 to $9,999, you'll get a cash bonus of $50. If you put $10,000 to $24,999, you'll get $100, and anything over $25,000 will be $150. And the other rules and conditions for this to apply is you have to deposit at least $1,000 and make at least one qualifying trade within 6 days of opening your brand new account, and you will receive up to $150 directly inside your account within 61 days. So I just want to mention really quickly that Qtrade does do different offers and different promotions throughout the year. So at the time of doing this video, the offer might be a little bit different if you're watching this later on. But nonetheless, check the offer. They're always running good promos to give you guys the best deals possible. One thing I want to mention really quickly is that when I've opened up my own personal account with Qtrade, one of the things I really did enjoy is the fact that the account creation process, getting everything set up, the interfaces, all the different things that you go through step by step was super easy to use. And it was actually got my account approved fairly quickly. I think it took about 1 or 2 days tops to get my account approved. To actually trade stocks. You can open an account right away. It's super easy, it's super fast, but in order to trade stocks, you have to go through a bit of a process. And I've used brokerages in the past where the sign up process and getting an account ready to trade can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. It can be a little bit delayed, but Qtrade was really nice. It took about a day or two to get started, but nonetheless, it was a very good experience. I really like their website. It's super clean, and what's best of all is it actually goes fast, and there's lots of great stuff on the website, which we're going to talk about later on in today's video. So one thing I do want to mention really quickly, and this could be a con depending on how you look at it, is the fact that there's no crypto accounts on Qtrade. Now me personally, I don't use crypto, so this isn't a really big deal for me. Qtrade is really focused on providing like the all-in-one brokerage for investors in traditional investments and stuff like that. So, if you guys are a crypto person or you like crypto stocks, you might have to go to a different brokerage. So that's one thing I did notice, but for me personally, I don't really do much crypto stuff, so I didn't really see it as a big deal. Now, when it comes to fees, it's important to take a peek at fee and look at commission rates. There's lots of different brokerages out there, and a lot of the smaller brokerages that offer things like no fee trading, they kind of are more like stripped down versions of brokerages, and they can be great if you're looking to buy like individual Canadian stocks and just get started. But Qtrade does have some fees, so we're going to dive in. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on this, and I'll show you guys what the fees actually are. So one of the main things to pay attention here is going to be the fees and commission rates that apply to Qtrade when you buy and sell stocks on their platform. So like most brokerages, we do have a fee for equities starting at $8.75. Now there is some ways to kind of knock these fees down and make them a little bit cheaper, which we'll talk about later on the video. So there is like the Investor Plus program. If you do more than 150 trades per quarter, or if you have a portfolio of over $500,000, there's some ways to knock down those trades. So those are available to some people. The other thing to take note is their options are $8.75 per trade plus $1.25 per contract. And a big thing to take note here is that Qtrade has over 100 plus ETFs that are free to buy and sell with no minimum. So that's quite a few on the platform. However, ETFs outside of Qtrade's commission-free ETF list will incur standard commissions, so that is something to be aware of. And then lastly, mutual funds are $8.75 for commissions. It's also important to take a peek at some other administrative fees as well. So here's a quick little overview of some of the other fees that you guys might want to know if you're going to be opening up a Qtrade account. So we have some different these things at the top here are free for all accounts. So this is electric funds transfer, scheduled payments, customer support, drips and all that stuff, and e-statements are all free. So that's pretty cool. The main fees we're going to be looking at are the account fees and administration fees. So this is a small fee of $25 per quarter, which is pretty small. And the administration fee is waived if you hold a total of $25,000 inside your account, or if you make a minimum number of commissionable trades, or you establish a reoccurring electric funds transfer of $100 a month, or if you also qualify for Qtrade's Young Investor pricing, which we will talk about later inside today's video. So if you guys don't like the administrative fee, you can easily get rid of it by following a couple quick actions there. Formal trust accounts cost a little bit more to set up and whatnot year after the first year. So $100 to set up and then $50 per year. Account closure. So if you close an account, it's going to cost you $100 within the first year only. So this is just to make sure you guys are, staying dedicated with the company. After you're invested for a year, you can close your account and not have to pay a fee. And an account transfer fee is $150. So if you move your account from Qtrade to another brokerage, you're going to be paying a fee, but that's pretty common across the board. And a lot of companies do waive that fee, or they'll cover it when you're transferring to new brokerages. And the main highlight is the ETFs, because they do have 100+ commission-free ETFs like I mentioned. You guys can click on the overview page and you can see all the different ETFs. We can go Canadian listed, so we can see all the different ETFs. There's quite a few of them on here. We can also go to the US listed ETFs that are going to be free. And again, these are the main ETFs that you would expect to see on here, pretty common ones. But that's just an overview of the ETFs. So once again, free to buy and sell. And the other thing we're going to take a peek at here is going to be the Young Investor pricing. So like I mentioned before, if you are a young investor aged 18 to 30, you can get some lower commissions. You just have to make sure you add $50 or more a month to the Qtrade investor account and set up automatic pre-authorized contributions, and of course be between that age bracket. And again, you have no account minimums, no quarterly admin fees, and you do get some smaller commissions. So if you are a young investor, definitely take advantage of that. The big takeaway here, guys, is that Qtrade does have some fees, do have some account fees, and they do have commission fees. Now, one thing I like to look at, and one thing I did notice, is that although Qtrade does have fees, you're really paying for a good quality product here. So if you're somebody who doesn't trade a lot, or if you're somebody who's going to buy the ETFs, because the ETFs do have free commission trades, you guys can definitely take advantage of that. But the thing that I found really helpful for me, and I think will be helpful for a lot of other people, whether you're a beginner or you're a more advanced user, is all the different tools and services that Qtrade has. So when you pay for these fees, you pay for the commission rates, you're really signing up for the different tools and services that Qtrade has to offer, which we're going to jump into in just a second. So just really quickly, guys, we're going to go over some of the tools and services that Qtrade has to offer. And I was pretty impressed when I actually went through Qtrade and I kind of messed around here. They actually have a lot of different tools and services. So when you guys pay for the fees, and if you guys want to set up a Qtrade account, you're really paying for the overall product, all these different tools and research tools and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through some of them really quickly here, since there's a lot of stuff. I could easily spend, like hours going through this stuff. There's actually lots of good stuff in here. So we have the quotes and charts. So this is like different information about the markets. We have the market overview. We have information about different ETFs. There's market commentaries or different news articles, market news, quote stream. We have investment tools like watch lists. We have alerts. We have portfolio analytics and calculators. We have screeners for different things. So lots of cool things here. We also have a research tab where you guys can learn more about different research in terms of like what analysts are recommending across the industry, technical research, mutual funds, ETF research, all these different things. And they also have an educational platform where will help you guys get started if you're beginners and whatnot. So I'm going to go through here and use a basic tool to look up some ETFs. So let's say you're just getting started, you're looking at ETFs. We could go to the ETF screener. It's going to click it really easily here, and we can see some different things about ETFs. So let's say we want to take a peek at Canadian ETFs. We can see some of the top performing ETFs, some of the most active ones on the market. I'm going to kind of just pick one here really quickly. So let's say I wanted to take a peek at a ZEB. I've never heard of ZEB. I can click on the ticker here. We can go through, and there's tons of information about this ETF. So this is a BMO Equal Weight Banks ETF. We can see the total return, this nice little chart here. We can see by quarter, by year. We can see like little cumulative returns in terms of the actual individual percentages here. We can see the different sector breakdowns. We can see the different holdings. So there's lots of good stuff in here, lots of research tools. So it really is not just a brokerage where you can buy and sell and trade stocks. You can do all your research. You can take a peek at things. There's lots of good quality stuff in here if you're a beginner, or even if you're an advanced trader and just looking for a little bit of extra help. So I'm going to show you guys how to buy and sell stocks very quickly here in Qtrade. I'll also give you guys a quick little overview of our portfolio in just a second. But one thing we can do is we can head over to the quick links tab here on the right side. we can click trade, and we can select some simple options here to get our stocks going. So I have my account set up here right now. I have 50 bucks to buy right now. So we could go inside the Canadian market. We're going to select that right there. The symbol, we can type in the ticker. They also have a search bar. You can search it up. I'm going to type in XEQT, which is going to be just a simple all-in-one ETF. Very, very basic and perfect for beginners. We can see some information about the ETF pop up here, like the name, the ticker. We can just double check everything to make sure we have the right one. Always a good habit to do. But we can see the volume of trading, different things like that, the price. We're going to go to select the action and hit buy. If we wanted to sell, we could just hit sell here. So very easy to set up. The quantity is how many shares. So I'm going to put through 1 share, and it's going to be a market order type. It's going to go through today, which is August 24th. And this phone contact here, you can type in your phone number. Now, I'm not going to type in my phone number, obviously, because I don't want people to know it, but I'm going to hit review. And that's, in a nutshell, how you guys can easily buy and sell stocks with Qtrade. Another cool tool I would like to show you guys that I think is pretty helpful for a beginner investor is the portfolio score tool. So this is a portfolio score where it can give us some information about our portfolio. So obviously we just started our own portfolio and we only have one holding, which is XEQT. We just bought recently inside our portfolio. So our account is mostly just that with a little bit of cash as well. But we have a cool little score tool where we can see basically how Qtrade is basically telling us some of the basics about what a portfolio should be, right? We have downside protection, we have diversification, we have, is our portfolio good with low fees? And because we have a nice good all-in-one ETF, it's going to have low fees. Of course, you don't have a lot of income, so we're losing a little bit on that score, but that's going to depend on what type of investor you are. And then the performance tab is going to tell us like how well it's performed. So this is a nice little way for you to kind of like just check off these little marks if you guys want to kind of see the overallness of your portfolio. But once again, it's up to you guys to decide. And then here's another little graph here where we can see the history of our portfolio over time. We can see things like performance, we can see downside risk, we can see fees and whatnot, income, as well as the diversification tab. So again, this is kind of just going more into detail about some of the nice things that we have set up. So obviously we have a nice little diversification score and the ESG score as well, which again, some cool little tools here that you guys can use. The last tool I thought was pretty helpful was the portfolio creator tool. So this is a cool tool that we can use to actually kind of create some model portfolios for ourselves. We can kind of mess around here and kind of experiment. So here's, it's going to ask us some different things about the different assets across our portfolios. I'm going to go with 100% equities. We're going to kind of like just kind of make a quick little portfolio so you guys can see the tool in action. So I'm going to go 100% equities. You can pick what kind of sectors we want to exclude or not. I'm going to not exclude anything. I want to kind of have everything inside my portfolio. We can see how much risk to oil we want. We're going to go with the medium risk between oil, which is 10 to 20%. And it's going to ask us if we want REITs. We'll say yes, we want REITs. I'm not going to kind of, cut that out there. And then it's also going to ask us if you want exposure to international markets. I'm a big fan of international markets. So I'll hit yes, and I want US, and I want, let's go with emerging markets so we can kind of build a portfolio. Once again, you guys could like go through this and adjust it to your own liking. Let's view the matched portfolio. So we can scroll down here, see all kinds of different things. We can see view ETFs, so we can see the different types of ETFs. Let's go show curated ETFs. Lots of cool stuff here. And once again, if we go back here, I'm just going to go back. We can see different things like the portfolio history, the performance, the downside, the fees, and all these different things. So this is a cool way for you guys to help, build your own portfolio and get some ideas as well. So I'm just going to recap my experience with Qtrade and give you guys a better idea if Qtrade is the right platform for you. So some of the things I really liked about Qtrade is that the account setup was very easy to get started. They don't really have any account minimums. The fees aren't too bad for setting up an account and having an account open on the platform. And overall, the experience is pretty good. There's lots of great tools and services to use. It's a great resource for beginner investors if you're just getting started. It's a great platform that you can use to really not just, buy and sell and trade stocks, but also get lots of information and have access to lots of great quality tools. Here's a quick little overview of some of the cons of Qtrade in my own personal opinion. Now, overall, I like the platform. I thought overall it's a pretty great tool. Now, one thing I would mention that obviously I think a lot of people are going to notice is that the trades are not commission free, and that's going to be the biggest issue for most people. I do want to mention, however, that ETFs listed on Qtrade's commission free list are free to buy and sell with no minimum. So if you guys are going to be buying ETFs, that kind of, doesn't really matter. But if you are going to be buying individual stocks, the fees are definitely something to keep in mind. So that pretty much sums up my experience and my review of Qtrade. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions about Qtrade or anything in general, be sure to let me know in the comment section. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more content. And remember to take advantage of the bonus offer in today's video if you guys are actually going to sign up and create a Qtrade account. Thanks guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys later.